Greetings, greetings everyone. This is me, Zahra Bazak again, wanting to help myself realize what a terrible book this is, the Quran, and help the Muslims come out of this. Also, see this as I share and show you, caring for the Muslims. So, because I care. So, now in my previous live stream, I showed you this Surah Sabah ayats, right? That Iblis, it says, noteworthy, Surah Sabah ayat 20, um, that and Iblis had already confirmed through them. So I looked at this again in my previous live stream, that it's Iblis mentioned here, not Shaitan. So Iblis could be a friend of Allah. So Iblis's assumption of these people came true, or the mind, or the thought, as different translations go, right? Against these people, his assumption, Iblis, no wait, and certainly found true, sorry, I was reading the other side, and certainly found true about them, Iblis, about them as these people who pray to Allah to lengthen the distance of journey. God knows why. And so God got really angry at that. The stupid prayer. So remember, they prayed to Allah. Also that. Okay. And so now with the ayat, completing the ayat, Iblis, and certainly found true about them, Iblis, his assumption, so they followed him, except a group of the believers, right? So I was on this. Some error occurred. I could not make my live stream, previous one, public. It's unlisted. Let's see if an error occurs after I try to save this live stream and what happens. I hope I can make this live stream public so that all of you can get it and it becomes, quite like apparent on YouTube. It's very, very important you see these kind of contradictions and wrong things. The way it's written is terrible. The sentence structure. You see the another contradiction, very like easy, very simple. Another one in Surah Araf, God says here. Oh God, it's not opening to this. So let's see. Okay, Surah 30th, we have something really funny here. God is talking. God is like in a direct way saying I. And then it goes, something is wrong with my fox. This is the last thing I want today. They're very important. So when this happens, I kind of, Surah Zariyat, what happens here? No, wait a minute. In Surah Zariyat, is this Surah Zariyat? First of all, the messengers sent, we don't know whether they're angels or what, and how can they be sent to Abraham now in his old age and the wife becoming so old? But meaning, like, after he's told after all that, against idol worshippers and idols. And then messengers come to him and he starts to cook food for them. He offers them a roasted calf or something, and he sees honored guests, right, towards Abraham, to visit him. When they entered upon him and said, "We greet you with peace," he answered, "And upon you be peace, O people unknown." So they're like strangers, a group of strangers. God didn't somehow tell him that I'm sending you my messengers through a revelation or something. Then he went to his family and came with a fat, roasted calf and placed it near them. He said, "Will you not eat?" Another thing is that those other gods, they worship gods. God says in the Quran that they worship jinns. So how do you know that these messengers are not from among the jinns and not the angels? Strange messengers have come. And we were told, jinns can change form and become apparent to others. Some people. So this also to be noted. Like the polytheists who take partners, like they say these are gods and goddesses. God says that they worship jinns. So what if these were jinns? Because we're not told they're angels. I don't think in another time it's mentioned in the surah, another surah in the Quran, that these were angels we sent them. And his wife approached with a cry and barren old woman. Okay, this all. But this is what I wanted to get at. And another thing was, Abraham said, "In voice of Allah, what is your errand?" Then what is your business? You see, they put in brackets, and this is not right because, you have to be very precise. When you have judged the polytheists to no end, blame them to no end. False gods, jinns they worship. Even that you have put in the ayat, Quran ayat. It doesn't say it like this. He said, then what is your mission, O messengers? O messengers. They could be from among the jinn. Because you see, like we're told, Solomon, we're told that very directly that the shayateen used to work for him and God was a hafiz over them. Now this God being a hafiz over these shayateen, could he be a jinn himself? God knows. Allah. They said, indeed, we have been sent to people of criminals. And the translations differ, so you have to be very, very precise in your translations. Okay. So then we have, in the end, nearing the end, verses. Now look at, now is God speaking here? Like directly, like conveying. So turn away from them, not thine is the blame. And do, however, keep exhorting them. And 56th verse of Surah Zariyat. And I did not create. So only God can create, right? So I did not create the jinn and mankind except to worship me. Directly saying I. Okay? And then he says that, and okay, he says, I do not want from them any provision, nor do I want them to feed me. Right? Direct. And then indeed it is Allah who is the provider. So he should have said here, continuing with those two verses of when Allah says I, then indeed I am their provider, the firm possessor of strength. Wait a minute, firm possessor of strength, Quwwati. There's another messenger in the Surah Takwir. Possessor of strength, with the Lord of the throne secure. What is this? This is quite confusing also. And indeed, for those who have wronged, it's a portion. Patiently don't urge me. Again, he's talking directly, sometimes indirectly here in between the ayats. It's quite confusing. Then we have a very simple point here. Surah Araf, verse 3, it says, I forgot that doesn't open to Surah Araf, verse 3. Uh, follow what has been revealed to you from your Lord, and do not follow other than him any allies. Little do you remember. Have you forgotten? So did Prophet Muhammad forget this ayat and put in Surah Maida, ayat 55? Who are your allies? Only your ally. Like waliyukum is from awliya, or awliya is from waliyukum. Wali, awliya, friends. It's the same. Like friend or protector, or all both of them, allies. So you see, it says ally. Only your ally is Allah and His Messenger, and those who believe, and those who establish the prayer and give zakah, and those who bow down. Those who bow down. Ruk, ra, ke. So they bow down, not prostrate, but when they are in ruku. Here, did Prophet Muhammad forget? Surah Araf, verse 3. So you are told here, your ally is none but Allah and His Messenger, and those who have believed, those who establish prayer and give zakah, and they bow. Let me see. So this, and those, okay, and those, His Messenger, and those who, and those. Only your, it's a problem here, isn't there? I think the translators have tried to correct this Arabic phrase, ayat. Only your ally is Allah and His Messenger, and those who believe. Okay, yes. And those who establish, and those who believe, and those who establish the prayer and give zakah, and they bow down. Those who bow down. Goodness, how many are they? But the Shias also try to say that this is Imam Ali while they bow down, making the wa into an while. And you can take it as and, or you can take it as while, and you see how the Shias come to this. So, how many friends are there? Meaning wali or protectors, or it has a wide connotation, wide meaning, the word wali, awliya. Same thing, huh? So here he's put it as awliya. Follow what has been revealed to you. It's a bit difficult to read it like this. Follow what has been revealed to you from your Lord, and do not. So only what is revealed to you, like revelation, and do not follow from besides Him. You would say other than Him, or along with Him. Besides Him can be both ways. Can be other than Him, and even with Him, along with Him. Any allies. Why here like this? So isn't there a contradiction between Surah Araf, this is not Zariyat, Surah Araf verse 3, and Surah Maida ayat 55? And how many cities have we destroyed in a punishment? So, and the declaration when a punishment, transgressors, wrongdoers. Let's see why they are wrongdoers. Does it have anything to do with idol worshippers? And we have certainly created you, mankind, given you human form. Then we said to the angels, prostrate to Adam. But there it says, do not follow anyone, any awliya. Not anyone, but any awliya. So this is the problem here. We have another, you see, contradiction. Such ayats should be conclusive in themselves. Like, bring contradictions. Well, we added another ayat there, we bring it together, and so now it makes sense. No. Allah says, do not follow. Do not follow any awliya. Then how come the other ayat is saying, no, Allah, and it's only Allah and the Messenger and one who is a believer, who prays, gives zakat and bows. Take them as awliya, wali. Huh? Like that. What else do we have here? Okay, I'm going through Surah Araf again. But let's keep it now to this. No. So Surah, you see Surah Maida at 55? I've spoken about that with Surah Araf ayat 3, contradiction about not taking awliya, taking awliya. Allah himself then says, take awliyas. His messenger along with him and the believers. Surah Zariyat ayats went through. And what else is there? Surah Sabah. Back to Surah Sabah ayat here. They will say, exalted are you. You are a benefactor, excluding them. Rather, they used to worship the jinn. Most of them were believers in them. This is Surah Sabah ayat 41. Yeah. You see in Surah Sabah this also. They used to worship jinns. So I was thinking, this is, against polytheists. Those who they will say, glory be to you. You are our protector, not them. Wali, not them. Nay, they used to worship the jinn, most of them. So if you take any other wali, it doesn't even explain to you. It's like open, like you have to really, it's not the Quran in detail, clear, perspicuous book. You see? So I just dropped my, okay, here it is, but sorry. See how unclear it is. Do you see this? 41 ayat of Surah Sabah. They will say, glory be to you. You are our protector, not them. Not them, nay. They used to worship the jinn. So taking anyone as a protector, wali, would be that you were worshipping them, right? In other words. Hello. Now, you come to Surah Maida at 55 again. And this about worshipping the jinn, I will, if I can show you, but I can't. So through the ayats, that Prophet Muhammad worshipped a jinn named Allah. He made Allah, and he stole this Allah from the polytheists. But that I cannot prove it right now. But let's stick to, if you take other than Allah anyone other than Allah as protector, you're worshipping them. Not prostrating, but worshipping. It only says here, they will say, glory be to you. You are our protector, not them. So in the case of worship, not them, nay, they used to worship the jinn, most of them. In them were believers. So you see, if you take any other protector, taking this ayat in conclusiveness, you are worshipping them also. So here we go. Not only Surah Fatah ayat 9, praising Prophet Muhammad day and night, morning and evening, but Surah Araf, they will say, no, Surah Araf verse 3 and Surah Maida. Your real friends are no less than Allah, His messenger, and those of believers who, regularly bow, and they bow down humbly. Believers. Now you're taking awliya here, walis, your allies. What did Allah say in Surah Araf verse 3 again? Not to follow any wali other than him, ally. Not to take anyone as awliya. But there are awliyas who do not fear anyone but Allah. Quran ayat. So please tell me I'm wrong. Tell me how I am wrong. And there's contradictions and obscurity, not clear. And in ayat, okay, now Surah Maida at 55. Messenger is, you're worshipping along with Allah. Because if you take that ayat, I went to Surah Sabah at 41. What does it say here? They will say, glory be to you. You are our protector, not them. Not them. Nay, they used to worship the jinn. Most of them in them were believers. Believing in them, believing in the jinn, you would say. But first and foremost, taking them as protectors, right? Also this. Have a look at this. So now in my previous live stream, Iblis comes in Surah Sabah. Iblis comes in. Sorry, Surah Sabah, ayat, where is it now? Ayat 20. Surah Sabah 20. Noteworthy, it's not shaitan. Shaitan means Iblis becomes shaitan when he disobeyed the command of Allah to bow down. No, prostrate, completely go down to Adam. Prostrate to Adam. But here noteworthy, 20th ayat. And certainly found true about them Iblis, his assumption. So they followed him, except a group of the believers. Noteworthy. Iblis, before he even became shaitan, had made an assumption about the human beings, some of them. And that God says there, Iblis worshipped God alone. He was a bad angel, according to Allama Majlisi's Hayatul Qulub. I read. Right? He was a bad angel. But still, he worshipped Allah. And it was like, Jibreel, he was competing with other angels and he wanted to be the best. But he was made one of the best. He was an archangel or something, for the Christians to understand what was his position. Ah, Iblis, you see this? And Iblis had already confirmed through them, through whom? See the footnote. The people of Saba or mankind in general. His assumption that mankind could readily be misled by him. But God says, oh, Iblis, what prevented you? Like God calls him Iblis at that time. But now, to call him Iblis here is not right. Even though at that time when he disobeyed Allah's command, God calls him Iblis. Still, not Shaitan. Okay? What prevented you from bowing to Adam? Allah addresses him as Iblis, right? So some mistakes I'm going to make, and some mistakes the Muslims have made. Oh, and understanding this Quran, translation and all. Iblis found his estimate of them to be true, and they followed him except a party of the believers. Yusuf Ali Best proved true his idea, his assumption. So where does assumption come from? You can find out. And these people were praying to God, but they prayed the wrong way or something. You can see in ayat 19 of the surah. But they said, our Lord placed longer distances between our journey stages, but they wronged themselves. At length we made them, look, distances. Doesn't God say in a Quran ayat that, let's try to get, let's see if I can, Surah Anam. I've made the earth white, I've spread out the earth in truth. Had Allah so willed, they would not have associated others with him in his divinity. And we have not appointed you a watch over them, and you are not their guardian. And do not insult those who are other than Allah, lest they insult Allah in enmity without knowledge. Yeah, this is a good verse, not insulting them, but Allah Himself insults them. Follow what thou art taught by inspiration from thy Lord, there's no God. And turn aside from those who join gods with Allah. Thus do we explain the signs by various symbols, that they may say thou hast taught us diligently, and that we may make the matter clear to those who know. No, the matter has not been clear, there are obscure ayats. Now I have come to you from your Lord proofs. If any will see, it will be for the good of their own soul. If any will be blind, it will be for his own harm. I am not here to watch over their doings. This is good, yeah. Surah Sad, ayat 27. What do we have here? And we did not create the heaven and the earth, and that between them aimlessly. That is the assumption of those who disbelieve. So there's a purpose why we've created this. Because if you look at Surah Saba ayat 20 and compare it with ayat 27 of Surah Sad, and he had no authority over them except that we might test the man who believes in the hereafter, not Allah, in the hereafter, from him who is in doubt concerning it, and thy Lord doth watch over all things. So you see, you have not been taught to see, understand, comprehend what is the hereafter. And what is this God who took this covenant from you? Am I not your Lord? So I showed you that you will forget. You don't even remember your birth. You don't remember previous lives. And if you start to remember previous lives, the Muslims say this is all shaitan. My soul, like Samirika said, my soul inclined to it. Samiri could see Jibrail. So the hereafter here, how could it come in the mind? So where does this hereafter come? Who believe in the hereafter? And Surah Sabayat, let's see what this is. Please bear with me. Yeah, it's the same assumption. And then we have Surah Sad. It's not opening. This is the problem. Okay, I'll go to Surah Sad. No, it's not even working this way. So it's just giving, giving me problems here. Surah Sad. Surah Sad. In Surah Sad, I found that we have made the universe. But look at this ayat in truth. We have not created the heavens and the earth and whatever lies between them merely in sport. We have created them with the truth, but most of them do not know. Further, so indeed this is a sign for the believers. Okay, let's go to Surah Sad ayat. Just bear with me, please. One by one. Those who disbelieve, many generations we called Albert. They wonder that there has come to them a warner from among themselves, and the disbelievers say this is a magician and a liar, sorcerer and a big liar. Has he made the gods one god? Indeed, this is a curious thing. And the eminent among them went forth, saying, continue and be patient over your gods. Indeed, this is a thing intended. We heard latest. We have not heard of this in the latest religion. This is not but a fabrication. Of course, the Jews didn't think there were many gods. But, yeah, but there's an ayat which says Azra is, they believe that it's the son of God. So this is one of the latest, this is not before they have ever heard, that only worship Allah alone. And Allah has no son, nothing, no daughter, nothing. Has the message been revealed to him out of us? Rather, they are in doubt about my message. Rather, they have not yet tasted my punishment. Or do they have the depositories of the mercy of the Lord? Or is theirs the dominion of the heavens and the earth and what is between them? Then let them ascend through ways of access. They are but soldiers defeated there among the companions. The people of Nuh denied, and the tribes, each of them denied the messenger. They are waiting for nothing. And they say, our Lord, hasten. Be patient over what they say. And remember our servant David, the possessor of strength. Indeed, he has one who repeatedly turned back. Now, who's David? Prophet? No, he's a possessor of strength also. Indeed, we subjected the mountains with him, exalting Allah in the afternoon and sunrise. And the birds were assembled, repeating, turn to Allah, repeatedly turning to Allah. And we strengthened his kingdom and gave him wisdom. We strengthened his kingdom. God has given him a kingdom. And has there come to you the news of adversaries when they climbed over wall? David made a mistake here, and he's been corrected. So we forgave David's lapse. You see, these messengers have been making mistakes too. And we did not create, here it is, 27. And we did not create the heaven and the earth, that between them aimlessly, and that between them aimlessly. That is the assumption of those that disbelieve. So woe to those that disbelieve from the fire. Reflect upon the verses. We bestowed upon David Solomon, our excellent servant. Indeed, he constantly turned to us in devotion. And when one evening, well-trained running horses, even Solomon makes mistakes here. He said, truly do I love the love of good, with a view to the glory of my Lord, until the sun was hidden in the veil of night. So you can't love anyone. Even for the glory of Allah, you can't. You see, like I see, if let's say some beautiful child is given to me, or a teacher, and I say, oh my God, glory be to God. It is a gift from God. And he said, indeed, I preferred the love of the good over the remembrance of my Lord, until they were hidden in the veil. Okay. Some translations, maybe I've got it wrong. He said, return them to me, and set about striking legs and necks. Some say stroking, some say striking, cutting off their legs and necks, God knows. And we certainly tried Solomon and placed on his throne a body. Then he returned. He said, my Lord, forgive me and grant me a kingdom such as will not belong to anyone after me. Now when Solomon says this, God gives him the kingdom. Indeed, you are the best. Remember Surah Sabah 20? No, 19. Please spread, make a distance, our journeys more distant. What is wrong in the, what kind of a thing is that? They pray to God, not to jinn. So we subjected to him the wind blowing. And also the devils, every builder and diver, shayateen, and others, bound together in irons. These poor shayateen, they're bound in chains, slaves of Solomon. We said, this is our gift, so grant or withhold without account. What else is there in Surah Sad? And indeed for him is nearness to us and a good place of return. And remember our servant Job. Even Job was inflicted by Satan with hardship and torment. So Job cried, Ayub cried out, strike the ground, foot, cool bath, drink. This is the way to get this thing off. And we granted him his family and the like, mercy from us, reminder. Take your hand, grass, break your oath. Excellent. This is, remember our servants, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Those of strength, power, kuwati, strength. They were possessors of strength and vision. Indeed, we chose them for an exclusive quality. Now here we have, that's why the Shia say, only mukhlasin are these, not you common people. You can't be, because Allah has chosen them. And what is this? Indeed, we chose them for an exclusive remembrance of the home. Hereafter, what is this home? So, I hereafter. Home. We chose them for a home. 47. Indeed, they are to us among the chosen and outstanding. Mustafa. You see this word? 47 ayat. Let me just listen to it. Al-Mustafaina. You know, Muhammad Mustafa also. The chosen. These are the chosen. Some say, why don't you become chosen one so you will not be misled by shaitan here? No, we can't be the chosen ones. These are already chosen by Allah. And the best. They are the best. But do not worship them. Do not take them as awliya. But no, you see. So against the polytheists, against Surah Zumar ayat 3. We worship them because they bring us near to Allah. Not material, not the world. And if they keep you away from the world, you say, oh, they've become monks. Another criticism upon criticism. Blame upon blame on them. And remember, Ishmael, Elisha, and Dhul-Qifl, all were among the outstanding. Outstanding, best. Company of the good. This is a reminder, indeed, for the righteous, yeah. So you follow them, gardens reclining. This is unfair to the polytheists. So read the polytheist books, but now we won't have it. We only have the Hindu books. So one God and many God they've made. When there's only one God, God says, I will contemplate on that, how to bring you, to show you that polytheism or polytheists are not impure. They will say, our Lord, whoever brought this upon us, increase for him double punishment in fire. What have they done here? The followers, nay, you too. No, welcome, brother. Okay. They will say, why do we not see men whom we used to count among the worst? These are the worst men. It is because we took them in ridicule, or has our vision turned away from them? Perceive them. Indeed, that is where have your visions turned away from? These men, right? David, Isaac, David, Solomon, they all made mistakes. And they will say, what has happened to us that we see not men whom we used to number among the bad ones? And yet they were the best ones chosen by Allah. To follow them. You see, it says, Prophet Muhammad, Allah says to Prophet Muhammad, if you love Allah, follow me. Indeed, that is truth. And if the polytheists, like now the Hindus, follow their gurus, what would you say? They are wrong? Say, oh Muhammad, I am only a warner, and there is not any deity except Allah, the prevailing Lord of the heavens and the earth. But say it is a great news from which you turn away. I had no knowledge of the exalted assembly of angels when they were disputing. So where was Ahmad, the light? My goodness. And yet he says here, Prophet Muhammad, I had no knowledge of the exalted assembly when they were disputing. It has been revealed to me except that I am a clear warner. I'm told, by means of revelation. So if he was there, even he doesn't remember as a light worshipping, praising God as Ahmad in light form, then how can Allah expect you people to remember, Muslims, when he says, remember, when I said, am I not your Lord? Huh? Look at this also. Prophet Muhammad is saying here, only this has been revealed to me. It has only been revealed to him what happened at that time. He was not there. No knowledge have I of the chiefs on high when they discuss among themselves. Meaning he wasn't even there. Right? He doesn't have knowledge. Otherwise Allah would have reminded him, oh Ahmad, weren't you there in light form? What Allama Majlisi has written, that the light, when the light came on the fingertips of Adam, Hazrat Adam, then the angels were told to bow down. So it wasn't actually Adam they were bowing down to. It was this light of Panjat and Pak, Allah, Muhammad, Ali, Fatima, Hassan, Hussein. That's why 5 fingers. And the light in Adam's 5 fingers. From the loins it went up, or I don't know, no, wait a minute. That I don't remember. I'm just. No knowledge have I of the chiefs on high, save that it was revealed. Shouldn't it be revealed to you also in your hearts? That, am I not your Lord? So mention when your Lord said to the angels, I am going to create a human being from clay, breathed into, when I've proportioned him, fashioned him, breathed into him of my spirit, fall you down in obeisance unto him. So the angels prostrated all of them entirely, except Iblis. He was arrogant and became among the disbelievers. Allah said, oh Iblis, see? Allah is calling him Iblis here. Oh Iblis, what prevented you from prostrating? To which? But he's still Iblis here. Allah is asking him, he said, I am better. For a reason, give me a reason. So even though Iblis gave him a reason is not enough. Reason against disobedience to Allah's command is not enough. Right? So how can we use reason for the revelations of Allah? Ask yourselves. When Allah commands a thing, you have to obey. This also, point. Allah said, then get out of it, for indeed you are expelled. And indeed upon you is my curse until the day of recompense. He said, my Lord, then reprieve me until the day they are resurrected. Allah said, so indeed you are of those reprieved. Respite is given to you until the day of the time well known. Iblis said, by your might. Oh, you know, we say, Almighty Allah, please hear us. He said, then by your might. Izzatika. No. Allah has abused his izzat by giving permission to Iblis. Right? And in another ayat it says that they abuse Allah. They don't take him in the right estimation. Could they be blamed? By your might, I will mislead them all. By your izzatik. Yani when we are disgraced, yani you are allowing yourself, your might to be disgraced. You can't do this. I will surely mislead them all. But you know what izzat is? By your honor. Like Allah is being raped. If you say a woman's izzat has been, taken, Allah has allowed his izzat to be taken. You see? Dishonored. Because shaitan will be using Allah's izzat to mislead others. You see, this is ridiculous. To mislead them by your glory. Except among them your chosen servants or your mukhlasin, ibadaka, your slaves. Right? No. Here. How can Allah allow? Then by that power, izzat lutli. Oh, shaitan is about to lutify Allah's izzat. Fabi izzat, izzataki, izzatka. Bas, khatam shud. God is lutified himself by giving this power, his power to. How can he give his power to Iblis? Iblis in itself cannot do it. Even though he's proud, that is not the power. God has given him the power to test, and then the punishment of hellfire. Seems like Allah would enjoy putting you, those who disbelieve, in hellfire, and the mushrik. But look what he's done. He's given away his power to shaitan to have them misled. This Allah cannot do. This true Allah cannot do. There has to be another way. If there is evil, it could be out of ignorance that we are, arrogant, or because lack of knowledge. When you have been given the knowledge, the power, then this is all false. You see, it cannot be like this. I just cannot find proper words to explain to you here. I need an expert. I need American experts, European, English, to explain to you. Spiritualless, spiritual. So you see, I will surely mislead them all. By your might. Of course, no evil can be done without God's power. That means, right? You would say. Otherwise, so if this is the case, otherwise then shaitan is independent. So why can't we take the Hindu side that this is all Maya, an illusion created by the mind apart from Allah? You see, because zulm is apart from Allah, right? Zulm is not associated with Allah. God says, do not associate anyone with me or anything with me. Then why is Iblis this might of Allah, by your might. God, by swearing like this, it means that with your might, I will mislead them. It just doesn't logically fit in. Uh, Even though I know the Shia side mind and the Sunni side mind, schools of thought and what they would say, has to be another way. Like, can there be? So do not associate with me these evil people, these things, even gods. Nothing should be associated with me. So that's why the Shias put Allah above and beyond everything. But then by His might, His might is associated. It's Allah's might. It's Allah. I mean, okay, Allah, they say is other than. This might is God knows what. That doesn't make sense, that Shia side too. So Allah is other than the might, His might. But He's given His might, His power to Iblis. Except among them your chosen servants. Iblis knows that he can't, by even Allah's might, mislead the chosen servants of Allah, sincere and purified servants of Allah. Not chosen. Allah said, the truth is my oath, and the truth I say. Okay, He's saying haq, that I will surely fill hell with you and those of them that follow you altogether. It means there's one coin. Allah is on the one side and the other side is Shaitan, Iblis. You see this? This is a pact God has made with Iblis. Putting all those in hell who follow you altogether. Those of them that follow you altogether. So, Allah's given Shaitan his might, and he only loves his purified, but He's given him the power, his power, from his izzat. Oh, izzat. What is izzat? Sorry. What does it mean, izzat? Real honor and dignity. Izzat. He's given his honor and his dignity to Shaitan. Allah's. By which Iblis, as Shaitan now, rejected, accursed, will be misleading. False, the izzat or zillat. The opposite is like disgraceful. You know what? So Allah says that my chosen servants you cannot get. How did He get Ayub? It's a Quran ayat. Shaitan has tormented me. Yes, but Ayub did not forget God. He prayed to God, oh Lord, Shaitan has. But he was getting Ayub, right? God knows what he did to Ayub. Ayub said, oh Allah, Shaitan has distressed me. Whereas for Solomon was enjoying shayateen were working for him. Surah Sad, 41, I keep forgetting, sorry. Afflicted me. Satan has afflicted me with distress and suffering. But Satan did get to Ayub, right? Then Ayub prays to God. So in this way, Shaitan got to Ayub. But he could not mislead Ayub. But distress. But also then Shaitan says here, I will come from the left and the right. And most of them you will find ungrateful. I will come to them from the left and right. Shaitan says. Quran ayat. So this poor Ayub was also tested. Allah said, get out. That's in Surah Araf. In a way, Shaitan got to Ayub. Satan said, because you have put me in error, I will surely sit and wait for them on your straight path. Then I will come to them from before them and from behind them and on their right and on their left, and you will not find most of them grateful. You see, the grateful, they have sabr, they have patience, they pray to God. In adversity and it makes no difference to them. But Ayub started to feel the adversity, the suffering. You see? So whichever you Muslims may come, whichever way. I'm telling you, Ayub, you'll say, no, he didn't deviate, he didn't follow Shaitan. Shaitan inflicted all this, but he was grateful. No, he complained to God that Shaitan has gotten to me. I'm suffering. Please remove the sufferance. He was not thanking God. Oh God, thank you. I'm suffering, but it's okay. In adversity, they are patient and grateful. In adversity, Quran ayat, the believers, where's that? And be patient, surely Allah is with those who are sabering, patient. Patience is something that is recommended. Patience in times of difficulty. And praising Allah. The one who has patience is the one who has trained himself to handle difficulties. Right? Where's the ayat? I'm trying to find the ayat, not hadiths. Sorry, I don't mean any copyright infringement. And the substance of the reality of gratitude is that one should not spend out the blessings given by Allah. Surah Ibrahim. So this also 5. And we certainly send Moses with, bring out your people from dark. Indeed, Allah is patient and grateful. And remind them of the days of Allah. Indeed, in that are signs for everyone patient and grateful. Only says, I want to direct days of Allah. What are the days of Allah? Days of blessing bestowed upon the children of Israel. Also interpreted as days of punishment and destruction of the former nations. So you see, it's going round and round, very confused, not sure. There's so many questions raised by my mind because of Ayub also. Not only out of because I'm suffering, because Ayub also suffered. For the sake of thy Lord do thou endure patiently. And in hardship, what do? They are patient test and trials. Maybe check Surah 8:46. Ayat 46. And obey Allah and His Messenger, and do not quarrel with one another, lest you should lose courage and your power depart. Be steadfast. Remain patient in adversity. Can't find the ayat. Remain patient. Remain patient in adversity and praise Allah. Much. Be patient. God does not let the rewards of those who do good go to waste. And be patient for the decision of your Lord. And exalt with praise of Allah. You are in our eyes. Seek Allah's help with patience and perseverance and prayer. It is indeed hard except for those who are humble. Surah Baqarah ayat 45. In trials and tribulations, what does the Quran ayat say? Be patient in adversity. O you who have attained faith. Be patient in adversity and vie in patience with one another, and be ever ready to do what is right and remain conscious. I'll have to go in. Oh, this is my Shia site, former religion. You shall most certainly be tried in your possessions and in your persons, and indeed you shall hear many hurtful things from those to whom revelation was granted before your time, as well as from those who have come to ascribe divinity to other beings beside God. But if you remain patient in adversity and conscious of Him, this, behold, is something to set one's heart upon. Surah Baqarah ayat 115. Al Imran verse 200. O you who have attained to faith, be patient in adversity and vie in patience with one another, and be ever ready to do what is right and remain conscious of God so that you might attain to a happy state. Surah Taha at 130. Hence bear with patience whatever they who deny the truth may say, and extol thy sustainers limitless glory and praise him before the rising of the sun and before its setting, and extol his glory too during some of the hours of the night as well as during the hours of the day, so that thou might attain to a happiness. Just keep doing this. Don't complain to God, right? These are 3 ayats here. Thank you. Excerpts from the Holy Quran, an eternal guide to mankind. Hasnain Muhammad Ali. Hasnain Muhammad Ali. You see this? Yet, Ayub complained to Allah. Shaitan has distressed me. Shaitan has distressed me. Ammay yujibul mustara zada wajakshafir suwa. Ammay yujibul mustara. I've forgotten. How does that dua go? And we removed. And remember our servant Job when he cried to his Lord, behold, Satan has afflicted me with much hardship and suffering. And we commanded him, stamp your foot on earth, and here is cool water to wash with and to drink. And we granted to him his family and also the like of them, as a mercy from us and as a reminder to the people of understanding. And we said to him, take in your hand a bundle of rushes and strike with it, and do not break your oath. Indeed, we found him steadfast. How excellent a servant of ours he was. Indeed, he constantly turned to his Lord. But he did complain, and Shaitan did afflict him with all this. And we have a whole, in the Bible, whole story about this in detail. So, you might say some other thing that, oh, he was patient, this is what the ayat is saying. But he did complain to his Lord. And Shaitan tried him, tested him. So could Shaitan be another side of God? Testing. You don't need to be tested here, right? Okay, am I sounding like Shaitan, you would say? See, I've shown you so many contradictions, and still if your mind is on that am I sounding like Shaitan? The thing is that you have not been told this God thing of punishments to the disbelievers, even though they prayed and they didn't have. You see, how could these Surah Sabah again? And if Allah, you see, even Surah Sajda at 13, why didn't Allah give guidance to every soul? Because the way this ayat is, look, it's not good for you people. I mean, a Christian could say, sure, this Christian was saying, I'm not worthy. I'm just not worthy. We could have, God, aren't you worthy in God who created you? See, Muhammad, invoke those you claim. No. Here we have, here. And he had over them no authority except that he might make evident one who believes in, this is the part, believes in the hereafter. So these poor people, even though they believed in Allah, Shaitan made they loved the life here. They loved it. So they prayed, our Lord, place longer distances between our journey stages, but they wronged themselves. At length we made them as a tale, a hadith. A hadith. You see, now we have a hadith coming for about Rasulullah. Oh, hadiths coming, but they wronged themselves. So we dispersed them in all in scattered fragments. Verily, there's no sign. Patiently constant and grateful. Oh, here is it. Verily, in this are signs for every soul that is patiently constant and grateful. I mean, there are just these ridiculous. And Iblis had already confirmed through them, his assumption, so they followed him, except for a party of believers. By Izzati, Allah's Izzat. And he had over them no authority, except that we might make evident who believes in the hereafter from. Okay, I read two translations, sorry. I think. Yes. So now 21. So you see, these people, they believed in Allah. And how did they believe in Allah? Ignorantly. So Shaitan got to them. Iblis got to them. Yet, if you had believed in the hereafter, so the believing in Allah alone is not enough. This point also, let me not miss. You need to know what is the hereafter. You see, because they prayed to Allah, and the prayer was wrong about this worldly life. So now believing in Allah is also not enough here, in this case, but believing in the hereafter is also needed. You know how much of a runaround you have been given. I'm just showing you these runarounds that I went through from the Quran ayahs. Like you would say, oh, why did you leave Shia Islam? This is the problem I felt in every ayat. And you know, God has created this in Haqq. So why not enjoy the Haqq God has created it in? This Haqq also, and the next life. Enjoy it. Why not? What else was I going through? Which other surah I was going through? God has created beautiful life for you. Oh God, see how God has tortured Adam. O Adam, live you and your spouse in the garden, both of you eat from it wherever you will, but never approach the tree or you shall become wrongdoers. Right? Just checking if the battery blue light is on for my mic and headphone. Oh Adam, live. Oh goodness. But never approach the tree or you shall become wrongdoers. What happens? But Satan whispered to them to make apparent to them that which was concealed from them of their private parts. How could Shaitan now come here? He said, your Lord did not forbid you this tree except that you become angels or become of the immortal. Shaitan knows more than them. Or he lies to them and he knows he's going to get them naked. And he swore by Allah to them. Who else? And see, if you swear by Allah wrong, You should be gharked, ruined there and then, burnt, shouldn't you? Finished. And he swore to them, indeed, I am to you from among. He's lying. What? And yet Allah doesn't destroy him here. Destroyed be the liars, Surah Zariyat. Allah's curse hasn't destroyed him. Allah's rejection hasn't destroyed him. And his lie here hasn't destroyed him. He should be burning in hell right now. Allah should say, hey, get away. But why is Allah using a lie for this word? Why? And to bring the Khalifa in this world, he's come through a lie of Shaitan. He's fallen. No, it just doesn't make sense, logical sense here. I'm your sincere advisor. So he made them fall through deception. And when they tasted of the tree, the private parts became apparent to them, and they began to. And why is Allah? See, we didn't create evil. Why are we being tested here for the evil? Allah allowed Shaitan to do all this. Even in paradise, leaves of paradise, and the Lord called to them, did I not forbid you? Now Lord is calling out to them. Oh, the time God took to remain silent, because he's all aware, he knows, he's all seeing, he's all knowing. This just doesn't make sense. The more you go into it, right? Question it like this. Why haven't you? What prevented you from questioning? What prevented your minds from questioning like this? And the Lord called to them, I did not forbid you from the tree and tell you. Did I not tell you that Satan is, he's saying, did I not tell you Satan is to you? So Adam says, now what? They said, our Lord, we have wronged ourselves. And if you did not forgive us and have mercy on us. And at another time, Adam says that, oh, I forgot. Allah said, descend, being to one another enemies. Why? What? Okay, they did wrong listening to. And now he's made him Khalifa. This is the making of the Khalifa on earth, to lead you people who are even worse than him. And he's also on top said you being enemies of each other. Oh my God. Which God is going to be true to have mercy on us? He said, therein you will live and therein you will die, and from it you will be brought forth, raised to life. O children of Adam, we have bestowed upon you clothing to conceal your private parts, and as adornment by the clothing of righteousness. That is the best, yeah. That is from the signs of Allah, perhaps you. O children of Adam, let not Satan tempt you as he removed your parents from paradise. This warning would be very unlikely, because we are forgetful too. We are worse than Adam. He was in his pure state. Now we are on earth. And we are enemies of each other also. And there's a Khalifa. This Khalifa came about by Satan deceiving him on earth. And he's been chosen. Better that I choose, I go find some aftar. Please guide me. Please bless me. And when they come in, because these aftars, they didn't come down like this. What does Shri Krishna say? He's God. He comes down. Yadi, yada. What? And when they come into an immorality, they say we found our fathers doing it. Of course, Adam did it. And Allah has ordered us to do it. They're right. See, indeed, Allah does not ordering, but, very deceptive. Allah himself was deceptive. Not coming at the right time, stopping Shaitan. But you want to believe and you want to say, oh, the hereafter will be better. Don't worry about it. Everything will turn out right. But no, no. If you go step by step, you see the deception of Allah Himself. You see, you have to take it step by step. You can't just look at the hereafter conclusion, form a conclusion, without taking the steps that these ayats have given us to take and to ponder over them and to see if they make a sense. Allah the All-Knowing was all-knowing that at that time Shaitan came to the garden to mislead Adam. How could he do this? For what? In the end, you know how many are going to turn out to be in hell? Fire. What is that? What he's been scaring us with? All this hellfire he enjoys telling the disbelievers, apostates, everyone, except the believers. Say, O Muhammad, my Lord has ordered justice, and that you direct yourself at every place of prostration and invoke Him, sincere to Him in religion, just as He originated you, you will return to life. No problem. A group of you He guided, and a group deserved to be in error. Indeed, they, i.e., the latter, had taken the devils as allies instead of Allah, while they thought that they were guided. Huh? So they sincerely thought they were being guided. How can you, ex-Muslims, when you say Allah wills, here they thought they were being guided. Isn't it the niyat that is important? Some He had guided, others by their choice deserved the... No, they didn't have a choice here, because they thought when they took the evil ones in preference to Allah for their friends and protectors, and they okay, it should have been a full stop here, and thus they ruined themselves, right? But here, and they think they receive guidance. O children of Adam, take your adornment at every masjid. Don't. You won't be able to. And eat and drink and be not excessive. No, I mean adornment, like take your armor. Wait a minute. If God has said, oh children of Adam, take your armor at every masjid, because Shaitan is going to attack you there too. I would say, what's the use of taking an armor? Adam got deceived. He likes not those who commit excesses. And he keeps warning you, say, who has forbidden the adornment of Allah, which He has produced for servants, and the good lawful things of provision, say, Prophet Muhammad did. Surah Tahrim. So they are for those who believe during the life of this world exclusive. Okay. But you see, I haven't finished here. They think they receive guidance. Can you blame them if they think they received a guidance from these people? Taking preference from others, friends, protectors. They took the evil ones, and they think they have received guidance. God knows there's something wrong in this ayat. He likes not those who commit excess. Take your adornments, like wear nice clothes and all that. Say, my Lord has only forbidden immoralities. And then the first will say to the last, indeed, those who deny verses are arrogant toward them. Look at but those who believed. Okay, I've done this, can't find that ayat. You know what ayat I found here? Searching once on here, Surah Sad ayat. O David, indeed we have made you a successor upon the earth. Solomon we gave a kingdom such as may not befit anyone, will not befit anyone. So Solomon enjoyed the kingdom. Solomon even prayed for a kingdom such as may not befit anyone, and Allah gave it to him. It's a Quran ayat. So Surah Sabah ayat 21 doesn't make sense really. These poor people were praying for distance. And to explain it in other words and properly, I cannot. I wish I could. So, if He has made this world in haqq, not in vain, oh Lord, you have not created this in vain, right? So count the blessings of your Lord. And blessings upon blessings should be showered on you. And so, why would you forget the hereafter? Huh? There's no need for you to be scared all the time that if I enjoy too much of this world, see, like Solomon, Shaitan worked for him, Shayateen, and in Urdu we should say Shaitan, no, Shayateen, plural. So he had a kingdom, he had those Shaitan, some of them in iron chained, working for him like Pharaoh, making human beings slaves. Even the jinns are working for Solomon. Shaitan. So, did Solomon forget God? Yes, he also liked the horses very much. He forgot to zikr Allah. He forgot the remembrance of Allah. No, that's the remembrance of Allah or the zikr Allah. He forgot to do. Okay, he forgot remembrance. And yet Allah didn't take the kingdom away from him. But he just put a body there, he tested him, and then Solomon repented. Body of what, I don't know. So, I mean, we can have a kingdom, empire, enjoy wealth, untold wealth, here in this world. Like Solomon. God doesn't have to test us here. Glory be to God. We have abundance. Oh, like Shakti Queen, creative visualization book, reminded me. You know, I was such a gone case down there, lower self-esteem, separated from my teacher, feeling unrighteous, feeling like a sinner, like a criminal. Shakti Gwen's book helped me, creative visualization. When she said, when I read what she wrote in a book, God has given you abundance. Like the divinity, she's not a religious person, a spiritual person, yes. Oh my God, that made me like, huh? Oh, yes. You know, my heart went peaceful. How could I forget? I'm not a sinner. God has given us abundance. That's what my grandaunt used to say. But in other words, like, Allah की कायनात में कोई कमी नहीं है. कोई कमी नहीं है. Like if you feel you love someone and that boy leaves you, you just say, Allah की कायनात में कोई कमी नहीं है. Keep repeating. Until it's like a mantra. Allah की कायनात में कोई कमी नहीं है. I will fall in love again. I will find the person who doesn't walk away. Allah की कायनात में कोई कमी नहीं है. It's like magic words. But Shakti Gwins, like we say in God's universe, there's no scarcity. There's no scarcity, meaning there's abundance. Why not enjoy the abundance? Why be scared? Just take out some zakat or some money tithing Jews do. Keep a gift to the poor. Even Solomon was told, you give or you don't give, you withhold. We won't, we've just given it to you. So this, what else is there? Contradictions. If I could also show you, like, they worship the jinns. Oh God. So next time when I have when I found ayat, I did find an ayat in Surah Zariyat. How do you know they were not jinns coming to Abraham? Visitors, special guests come to Abraham. He doesn't even know who they are. He's not told by God that you'll be having visitors through me. First he's scared of them, then they send peace. Even jinn say peace. Even jinns hear the Quran ayats. I've seen it. They were in someone I know, and they're listening to the Quran ayat, Surah Fatiha. They wouldn't go. And they would come back and again listen to the Quran ayats recited to them. And their names, they're like Muslims from Kashmir mountains or something. We made jinns, men and jinns to worship us. Baba, can you explain? Awliya Allah is worship, associating others with Allah is worship. All this is worship. Otherwise, do you think God would not have allowed you? Associating others with Allah is worshipping Allah. In other words. Okay? So look at this. Let's see, anyone? Questions? Sadha. This ayat I found, really enjoy life. That is Allah, your Lord. There is no God but He, the creator of all things. He created everything and He has full knowledge of all things. So worship Him. Vision perceives them not. What else is there? I'm missing a verse, I know. Yet they make the jinns equals with Allah, though Allah did create the jinns, and they falsely, having no knowledge, attribute to Him sons and daughters. Praise and glory be to Him, above what they attribute to Him. Yet they make the jinns equals with Allah. Okay? Jinns equals with Allah. And they make with Allah partners, jinn, though He has created them. Of course, He even created the messenger who is possessor of power with Allah, the Lord of the throne. Surah Takwir, ayat 20, right? He himself made this messenger, possessor of power, although that messengers must be created. It's created. And they make with Allah partners, jinn, though He has created them. And they falsely attribute to Him sons and daughters without knowledge. What if they told you they have knowledge that Allah is a daughter? What if they told you they are not jinns? They worship. They take partners. You know, they are light beings. Allah's light is reflected on them. And you see where Allah projects the truth. Some say otherwise. In other words, you know what this is? Truth. Projecting. Allah projects the truth. Oh, I didn't come to that Surah Sabah ayat. "48 ayat I haven't come to. Say, indeed, my Lord projects the truth. Knower of the unseen." You know what is a project? What is projecting the truth? Some translate it like this. Let's go to Surah Sabah. Oh my goodness. 48. You know Anna? Mr. God, this is Anna by Finn, the projector. And I explained everything. What is the dot? What does Imam Ali say? Well, I mean, just saying, I am the whole Quran is in Surah Fatiha. The whole Surah Fatiha is in the ba of Bismillah. And the whole thing is in that dot below the ba. I am the dot below the ba. So Surah Sabah, Ayat 48. Projector, you know, shadow of a shadow of a shadow. Search, Mr. God, this is Anna by Finn. Finn the dot. I could take you to my Facebook where I have it. From the book I had posted there. 48. Say, indeed, my Lord projects the truth. Bil haqqi. What is this word? Yaq. Therefore, projects. Can he not project his light? Knower of the unseen. Indeed, my Lord projects the truth. Project. So, see the words, this, يَخْذِفُ بِالْحَقِّ, give two meanings. Some translate it as, verily my Lord doth cast the mantle of truth over his servants. He that has full knowledge of all that is hidden. What is this? Let me show you. Just wait a... Thank you so much. 8 people have been here. I cannot thank you enough. Thank God for this. I just have to show you something. Going to Facebook, my profile. Here it is. Sorry to keep you waiting. Finn, Finn, hold this one up for me. I held, I held the cutout in the beam of the light. What did she want a shadow of a shadow for? I wondered. Not that way. Hold it perpendicular to the sheet. Righty R, I replied, holding the paper shadow perpendicular to the sheet. What you see, Finn? I turned to her. Her eyes were screwed tight shut. She wasn't looking. A straight line. Now the next one. I held the next cutout perpendicular to the screen. What you see now? A straight line. The third and fourth also gave straight lines. Natch! Anna had established the fact that an object, be it mountain or mouse, petunia or King George himself, produced a shadow. Now, if we hold this shadow perpendicular to the screen, then all the shadows of all the objects produced a straight line. There was still more to come. Anna opened her eyes and looked hard at me. Finn, can you hold a line perpendicular to the screen? In your head, I mean. What would you see, Finn? What, eh? A spot, I answered. Yes. Her smile was brighter than the beam of the magic lantern. I still don't get what you're on about. That's what a number is. I suppose the nicest compliment ever paid to me was Anna's silence. That silence I interpreted as, well, you've got the intelligence to finish it off yourself, so get to it. I did. Mind you, my mental gymnastics always ended up with, do you mean that? It did this time. I started off. Do you mean to say that? What she meant to say was this. If a number, say 7, could be used to count things as diverse as banknotes and babies, books and bats, then all these diverse things must have something in common, some common factor unnoticed and unattended to. What could it be? Things had shadows. Having a shadow was a positive indication that something existed. A shadow lost you many the things that you could not count, like redness and sweetness, and that was good, but it left you with shapes. A shadow had still got too much information attached to it. Since shadows were different, you obviously had to lose some more information. Now, since a shadow lost you a lot of useless information, then it was reasonable to suppose that a shadow of a shadow would lose you some more. So it did, if and only if you held the shadow perpendicular to the screen, and then all shadows became straight lines. The fact that all these straight lines were of different lengths was something else you didn't want, but the solution to this was easy. Simply make all the straight lines cast shadows, and there you are. What all these diverse things had in common? The thing you really counted with. A number was the shadow of a shadow of a shadow, which was a dot. Every scrap of uncountable information had been lost by this method. This was it. This was what you counted. Having reduced all the multiple of things to a common essence, the dot, the thing that you really counted, Anna proceeded to unwind things again. With a pencil in one hand, she plonked a dot on a clean sheet of paper. Ain't it wonderful, Finn? She said, pointing to the dot. That might be the shadow of a shadow of a shadow of me or a bus or anything, or it might be you. I had a look at myself. I didn't recognize myself, but I got the point. She unwound a dot to a straight line, from a line to a shape, from a shape to an object, from an object to a... Before she knew where she was climbing like a monkey up the tree of higher and higher dimensions. An object you see might, after all, be the shadow of something more complex. And that something might be the shadow of something even more complex. And so on. The mind boggles at the thought. But there was really nothing to it. So I was told. Once you had managed to reduce everything to a dot, you couldn't reduce it any further. That was the end of the line. But as soon as you started to unwind things again, well, where did you stop? There was no reason why you shouldn't go on forever. Except, of course, that there was one thing in this universe that was so complex that it couldn't become any more so. Even I guessed that one. None other than Mr. God. Anna had reached the ends of an infinite series of dimensions. At one end of the series was a dot, at the other Mr. God. This is the passage by Mr. God. This is Anna by Finn. So you see, projection. By the projector, they use the projector and the light of the projector. So, from a cutout in the beam of the light, on one hand, so Mr. God, on the other, the dot. Simple. Beam of light. So, or, no, could this dot be God? The boson. Infinite series of dimensions. So, back to that ayat. Let's see. I'll just take a minute. Sorry to keep you waiting. Okay, thank you for waiting. I'm back. Say, indeed, my Lord projects the truth, knower of the unseen. So you can either take God being on the other side and this dot being, but God is everywhere. Projects the truth. This little girl finds out, you know, she loves God. She's just she discovers things. She's happy to discover things instead of fearing all this. The truth projects. My Lord projects the truth, right? Could it be? Since it says that Allah is the light, so leading you Muslims through Quran ayats, even that, take it, Allah is the light. Could you be the projection of that light of Allah? And everything that is we think it's created, but it's just a play of light and all. And this is not the mind. May not even be Maya, an illusion, but it's a projection of the light of God. And we must enjoy it, take it as a blessing. God wants us to enjoy Himself in various light forms. Maybe it's that. And we don't have to feel like, but if you use the mind, like if I take this translation of Surah Sabah, that Shaitan thought, what is it? Again, I keep forgetting. Oh God. So again, if you take this, his thought came true, or his concept. So don't go for concepts, don't go for minds. Yes, make buildings, make high buildings, advance in technology, materialism, but know that there's something beyond this. This is all changeable and all temporary, right? But enjoy it. But also have that view of that your eternal self that it cannot come in your thoughts. See? So this which I did with you, I showed you. Can this be coming from the mind? A projection of the mind? No, it cannot be coming from the mind. It is beyond the mind. Right? Iblis's assumption came true. And what? 21 also. Because they, even though they believed in Allah, they did not believe in the hereafter. And he had over them no authority except that we might make evident who believes in the hereafter, not God. So it's not enough to believe in Allah alone. You have to believe in the hereafter, from who is there off in doubt. And your Lord over all things is guardian. But you can enjoy this world and have the hereafter. So the hereafter is that there's no hereafter. You know what's the meaning of hereafter? There's no here and after, right? Meaning there's only now, not now onwards. He promised that Rachel would be the idol of his heart hereafter. Not now, from now on. Future. No. Henceforward. No. What is this which doesn't have a now onwards? Do you see it in yourself? One day you will see it. So this cannot come from the mind. The last time in my live stream, I say when I was doing this, that this is not from the mind. And how can I tell you? How can I show you it's not from the mind? Because the mind is always in the past, you will see, or in the present tense, which is, going from the hereafter, now and onwards. But never in the now, present moment. Never in the present moment. It's pure awareness, which does not have a past. It's so amazing. It doesn't have a present tense, now onwards. It doesn't have a future. This is, it will tell you, it will show you it. You don't have to confirm it from asking someone else. This is what counts. Don't miss this. Don't miss this. Right? Do Muji. Go to Muji. Not doing, but he will show you. You don't have to remember anything. But this is what is. Then you know what the witness is. But not like this, the Quran ayats. Then all this junk of, nonsense. Like pain, punishment, so many laws. This will guide you gently. And you will be so grateful. Muj Baba keeps saying, he puts his hands together. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. He's ever so grateful. You will be so free. All the burden. It's not like giving Quran ayats, scaring you about punishments if you don't believe, and such terrible, horrifying hell pictures, grotesque, disgusting, horrifying. Against, saying things against polytheists, that they have gods and all this. Every god, everything, a stone can be a god. Why can't God come in little things? Why can't he make himself small? He's able to do all things. So like that, Shivoham, Shivoham. For the Hindus, but you don't have to say that, but at least acknowledge that. I have to acknowledge that I learned from the Hindus, Shivoham, Shivoham, Sada Shivoham. So, this is okay. So I leave you, hopefully this time, not in darkness, but in that lovely, lovely, empty, nothing darkness, that amazing darkness where your soul stretches to heights unknown. I mean, the light is obnoxious. Through the light, others can see you. What are the quotes from Mr. God? This is Anna, right? This is Mr. God. This is Anna, the book that I was just reading about the dot from, right? Quotes. Light. The sun is nice, but it lights things up so much that you can't see very far. I hope my email doesn't pop up here. In the dark, you have to describe yourself. In the daylight, other people describe you. The sun is nice, but it lights things up so much that you can't see very far. The nighttime is better. It stretches your soul to the stars. So this darkness, don't be afraid of this darkness. Don't curse this darkness. Use it for contemplation in the night. We are the people of the night, right? Remember? Don't curse the night, the darkness. Okay, so I leave you with this, hopefully, in this beautiful darkness. Nothing to be afraid of. The blessed darkness. Thank you so much. 8 likes. That's so great. This means people are coming here. It's a gift, the greatest treasure for me. And listening. They will be set free.